Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
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 Gopi Chanavala Bhagirathari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Gopi Janavala Bhagirathari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Yamuna Tiravanachari.
Yamuna Tiravanachari. चारे
यमुना तीरावनचारी
यमुना तीरावनचारी
राधा माधवा कुंजा विहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधवा कुंजा विहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
गोपी जन
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी
गोपी जन भाग्यवदारी
गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी
यशोदनंदन व्रज जन रंजना
यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजना
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 यमुना तीरावनचारी
यमुना तीरावनचारी
यमुना तीरावनचारी
यमुना तीरावनचारी
राधा माधवा कुंजा बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय राधा माधवा कुंजा बिहारी
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
जय ओम विष्णुपाद Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Astutar Sutta Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhai Charnarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Astutar Sutta Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srila Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai Prem Sugaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Swasi Gaur Bhaktavinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shamakund Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Shri Shri Gaurani Thai Ki Jai Shri Shri Radhakunja Bihari Ji Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru, Shri Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayamudhirayet Nasta praeshu abhadreshu Nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttama shloke Bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Give a normal glass. I want a glass. Give this. Bring one glass. Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Devaki Nandanaya Cha. Nanda Gopa Kumaraya. Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 16, chapters entitled King Chitraketu Meets the Lord. Text number 42. Kakshemo nijaparayo Kiyanvata swaparadruhadharmena Svadrohatavakopaha Parasamidaya Chatata Dharmaha. Has an unusual meter, this verse, huh? Kakshamo nijaparayo Kakshemo nijaparayo Kiyan vartaisva paradruhadharmena Kiyan vartaisva paradruhadharmena Svadrohat tavakopaha Parasampidaya chatata dharmaha Parasapidaya chatata dharmaha Kakshemo nijaparayo Kiyan vartasva paradruhadharmena Swadroha tavakopaha Parasamidaya chatata dharmaha. Please chant. Swadroha Tava Gopaha Parasamhidaya Chatata Dharmaha. Kitchen seems to be chanting. Someone else? Kakshimo Nijaparayoho Kiyan Vata Swaparaduha Dharmina Swadroha Tavakopaha Parasampidaya Chatata Dharmaha. Vaishnavis, Shrimani Japarayo Kiyan Varta Swaparaduha Dharmina Swadroha Tavakopaha Parasampidaya Chatata Dharmaha. Kaha. What? What is the system here for English and Hindi? How we'll manage this? Can you speak a little louder so I can hear you? Okay, I'm hearing there are two options. Sometimes there's a simultaneous translation, and sometimes there's outside, separate. So what should we do today? We need to ask to the audience how many people want to hear Hindi translation outside. Can you ask them, please?
हरे कृष्णा, कितने लोगों को हिंदी का अनुवाद चाहिए बाहर सेपरेटली? ठीक है.
Okay, you want to tell them what to do?
Yes. आप लोग बाहर आ सकते हैं, बाकी हिंदी का वहाँ पे बाहर बैठ सकते हैं, वहाँ पे अरेंजमेंट किया जाएगा. हरे कृष्णा.
You translate?
I'll translate.
You translate.
I'll go outside.
You go outside and translate. Okay. You have a Bhagavatam? आपके हिंदी Bhagavatam के पास है? Okay, good. Please proceed. Thank you. Kaha what? Shema benefit. Nija to oneself. Parayo and to others. Kiyan how much? Va or artaha purpose. Svaparajuha which is envious of the performer and of others. Dharmena with the religious system. Swadrohat from being envious of one's own self. Tava of you. Kopaha anger. Parasampidaya by giving pain to others. Cha also. Tata as well as. Adharmaha irreligion. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charnarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. How can a religious system that produces envy of oneself and of others be beneficial for oneself and for them? What is auspicious about following such a system? What is actually to be gained by causing pain to one's own self due to self-envy, and by causing pain to others? One arouses your anger and practices irreligion. Please repeat after me. How can a religious system that produces envy of oneself and of others be beneficial for oneself and for them? What is auspicious about following such a system? What is actually to be gained by causing pain to one's own self due to self-envy, and by causing pain to others? One arouses your anger and practices irreligion. Purport. Any religious system but the process of Bhagavata Dharma, Jai Shri Shri Radha Kunja Bihari Ji Ki Jai. Any religious system but the process of Bhagavata Dharma, service as an eternal servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is a system of envy of one's own self and of others. For example, there are many systems of religion in which animal sacrifices are recommended. Such animal sacrifices are inauspicious both for the performer and for the animal. Although one is sometimes permitted to sacrifice an animal before the goddess Kali and eat it instead of purchasing meat from a slaughterhouse. Permission to eat meat after a sacrifice in the presence of the goddess Kali is not the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is simply a concession for the miserable person who will not give up eating meat. It is meant to restrict his desire for unrestricted meat eating. Such a religious system is condemned. Therefore, Krishna says, Sarva dharman prityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. Give up all other duties and surrender unto me. That is the last word in religion. One may argue that the sacrifice of animals is recommended in the Vedas. This recommendation, however, is a restriction. Without Vedic restrictions on the purchase of meat, people will purchase meat from the market, which will be overflooded with meat shops, and slaughterhouses will increase. To restrict this, sometimes the Vedas say that one may eat meat after sacrificing an insignificant animal like a goat before the goddess Kali. In any case, a system of religion in which animal sacrifices are recommended is inauspicious for those who perform sacrifices and for the animals. Envious persons who perform ostentatious animal sacrifices are condemned in Bhagavad Gita 16:17 as follows. Atma sambhavita stavdaha dhanamana madhanvitaha yajante nama yagnyaste dhamena vedi purvakam. Self-complacent and always impotent, deluded by wealth and false prestige, they sometimes perform sacrifices in name only, without following any rules or regulations. Sometimes animal sacrifices are performed very gorgeously with grand arrangements for worshipping the goddess Kali. But such festivals, although performed in the name of yajna, are not actually yajna, for yajna means to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, it is recommended that in this age specifically, Yagnai Sankirtana prayer, Yajanti hi Sumeda Saha. Those who have good intelligence satisfy the Yagna Purusha, Vishnu, by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Envious persons, however, are condemned by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as follows. Ahankaram balam darpam Kamam krodam cha samshritaha mam atma paradeheshu parivishanto bhyasu yakaha tanaham dvashti takuran samsareshu naradaman Shipam yajasram ashobhan asurshvezeva yonishu. Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, and the demon becomes envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in his own body and in the bodies of others, and blasphemes against the real religion. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, are cast by me into the ocean of material existence, into various demoniac species of life. Bhagavad Gita 16.8-19. These persons are condemned by the Supreme Personality of Godhead as indicated by the words Tavakopaha. A person who commits murder is envious of himself and also the person he has killed, for the result of committing murder is that he will be arrested and hanged. If one transgresses the laws of a man-made government, he may escape being killed by the state, but one cannot escape the laws of God. A killer of any animal must be killed in his next life by the same animal. This is the law of nature. One must follow the instructions of the Supreme Lord. Sarva dharman purchaja mamekam sharanam raja. If one follows any other system of religion, he is subject to punishment by the Supreme Personality of Godhead in many different ways. Therefore, if one follows a concocted system of religion, he is envious and not only of others, but also of himself. Consequently, his system of religious is useless. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.8 says, Dharmasun swanustitaha pumsham vishvaksena katasuyaha notpadayatyadiratim shrama eva hi kevalam. Duties, dharma, executed by men, regardless of occupation, are only so much useless labor if they do not provoke attraction for the message of the Supreme Lord. Following a system of religion that does not awaken one's Krishna consciousness or God consciousness is merely a waste of time and labor. Kakshemo nija parayoho kiyan varta swaparadruha dharmena swadrohatavakopaha parasampidaya cha tata dharmaha. Om Jnana Trimandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Tena Tasmai Shri Guve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shtapitam Dena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Tadati Svapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschacha deshatarine vancha kalpatubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So it is my great honor and pleasure to be here this morning in Shri Shri Radha Kunja Bihari Mandir here in Pune. So thank you all for having me. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to purify myself by speaking on Srimad Bhagavatam. And I'm coming now from ISKCON Tirupati. I was there yesterday morning, and I brought with me some Tirupati Balaji Mahaprasadam. So please stay till the end of class, and you may get some. This is, I'm bribing you to get your association. So, also I seek your blessings. Kripaya Apsarva Shirva DGA. Please everyone bless me that I can speak for my own purification. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So in today's verse, we're hearing about real Dharma. What is real Dharma and what is not real Dharma? That is one of the wonderful qualities of Srila Prabhupada and the ISKCON movement. Is Prabhupada is very clear what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. Some people have a philosophy, yatamat tatapat. They say you do whatever you want, you will attain the goal. They say we're okay and you're okay. This is like New Age philosophy in the West. I'm okay, you're okay. But Srila Prabhupada says, we're okay, you're not okay. So it very much creates a duality, a dichotomy, very clear delineation of what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. So what is not acceptable is speculated philosophy. What is acceptable is surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarva Dharman Prityaja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishami Masuchaha. To surrender to the Lord in today's day and age of Kali means practicing the Yuga Dharma, the chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam, Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishna, Sango Pangastra Parshadam, Yagnai Sankirtana prayer, Yajanti Sumedasa, Chanti Sumedasa. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons, Sumedasa, will worship the Supreme Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by this Yagnai Sankirtana prayer, this yagya, this chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So the Srimad Bhagavatam explains the topmost Dharma. Savai pum samparo dharma, Savai pum samparo dharma, Yato bhaktir adhoksaje, Ahoitukiya pratiyata, Yatma suprasidati. So 1.2.6 in Bhagavatam explains What is para dharma, the topmost dharma? Yato bhaktir adhoksaje means service to adhoksaja, the supreme personality of Godhead. Ahoitaki apratiyata, unmotivated and uninterrupted. As a result, yayatma, our atma, suprasidati. Prasidati means happy and satisfied. And the prefix su means very much. Superman, right? Super prasidati. Very happy and satisfied. So this is beneficial for ourselves, and this is beneficial for others also. If we practice pure devotional service, that is self-love. We're giving ourselves some love and also giving others some love also. This is real love, practicing devotional service. Because as explained in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, it's like watering the root of the tree. Yata hi skanda sakanam tarumula vasechatnam evam aradanam vishnu sarvesham atmanaschahi. When one pours water on the root of the tree, the roots, the fruits, the branches, the flowers, everything becomes nourished. Similarly, when one becomes a devotee of Lord Vishnu, then everyone is served. When we become a devotee of Vishnu, everyone is served. We hear sometimes Prahlad Maharaj, all of his many generations of family members, 21 generations of family in the past, 21 generations of family in the future, they're all benefited. Now, if we just become a devotee of Vishnu, it's not just our family members, it's everyone. Everyone benefits. So Krishna consciousness is the topmost welfare work. Bharata bhumate hoy manusya janma jar janma satakakari para upakar. That those who take birth in Bharat should make their life successful by becoming Krishna conscious, and then help others make their lives successful by giving them Krishna consciousness. So this is the basic premise of today's verse, that self-love and love for everyone means becoming Krishna conscious. And if we don't become Krishna conscious because we're cheating through some speculated methodology of false religion, koitavo dharma, cheating religion, then we're envious of ourselves and we're envious of others also. So in today's verse, or just before we go for the verse, we'll talk about the chapter a little bit. This chapter is called King Chitraketu Meets the Supreme Lord. So King Chitraketu, he goes through the Harsha Shoka incident. He has the Harsha Shoka experience. He's a king, very powerful, with many wives, but he has no child. Finally, Kritaduti, she gives birth to a son who is named Harsha Shoka. Harsha Shoka. Harsha means happiness, and Shoka means distress. So Harsha Shoka, his son, is a combination of happiness and distress. He's so happy. Oh, now I have a son. I have a son. But then the other queens are envious and they poison the child. They kill the child out of envy. The child is dead. And then how does King Chitraketu feel? Is he happy? No. Harsha, then Shoka. He's deep in lamentation. Oh no, my son has died. Oh. And he was crying and screaming and rolling on the ground and fainting and going through so much misery. Incredible. So then Narada Muni comes And Narada Muni instructs him. He preaches to him, we're not this body, nahanyate hanyamane sharire, that when the soul is died, the body does not die. Not twamevaham jatu na sam, not twam neme janati paha, not chaiva na bhavishamaha, sarve vayam ataparam. That when the Lord has always existed and the Atma has also always existed. So he gives very good prachar, he gives very good upadesh to King Chitraketu. King Chitraketu is pacified enough to receive more instruction. Then Narada Muni instructs him in a very special mantra, glorifying the Supreme Lord. So King Chitraketu, 1 week fasting, just drinking water and chanting this mantra with great care and attention. And as a result, King Chitraketu gets the darshan of Lord Sankarshan. Haribol. So Lord Sankarshan is so beautiful with his white body and his bluish dress and his many arms and beautiful lotus eyes and Vijayanti Mala and darkish hair and such a beautiful form of the Lord. And then King Chitraketu is inspired to offer prayers. And in his prayers, like yesterday, we hear how he begins condemning false religious systems. And in yesterday's verse, he says, how is the killing of enemies? How is development of mystic powers? How is this real religion? We hear of so many people going to so-called God men. Help me become wealthy. Dhanam dehi, janam dehi. Give me wealth, give me power, give me fame. And they think this is religion. This is false. Let me get some mystic powers. I become able to be bigger than the biggest or smaller than the smallest. And I can attain all my material aspirations. I can worship demigods. But Krishna says, Antavatu phalam tesham, Antavatu phalam tesham, Tad bhavatyapamedasam, Tad bhavatyapamedasam. Devan Deva Yujoyanti, Devan Deva Yujoyanti, Bhakta Yanti Mamapi, Bhakta Yanti. That those who worship the demigods, their intelligence is limited. The results are limited and temporary. And their intelligence is alpameda saha. Earlier we talked about sumeda saha. Good intelligence, super intelligence. Now we're talking about alpameda saha. Very, very small, very tiny. Tiny intelligence. Very small intelligence. Because if you worship the devatas, you may get some money, you may get some mundane education, some good looks, some fame, but at the time of death, sabhi vinash kijiye, everything will be destroyed. It's all gone. Like children, they go to the beach and they take the sand and they make a sand castle next to the ocean. Castle made out of sand. And then the ocean comes in, the tide comes in, and all the sand castles are finished. So like that, in this material world, we try to get some mundane wealth, some mundane education, some big house by the sea, a wife, a color TV, Jai Jagadish Hari. We try to get some good looks, but then the gray hair comes and the wrinkles come under the eyes, and very soon all of our material attributes are finished. So King Chitraketu continues in today's verse to condemn false religious principles. He says in today's verse, Kam Chemayo Nija Parayayo. So, kaha, what is that? kshema, what benefit is this false religious principles to ourselves, and what benefit is it to others? Kiyan vartaha swapara druha dharmeya. So if the system purports and encourages envy to ourselves and envy to others, what is the benefit? Kahakshemyo nija pareo. What is the benefit? Swadrohat tava kopaha. From swadrohat. Swadrohat means envy, and swa means our own. Envious of the self. What is this envy of ourselves? What is the benefit? Actually, it causes the Lord to become angry. Tava kopaha, your anger. Tava kara kamala, tava, your nails. Tava kopaha, your anger. It develops anger in the Lord. So we want to act in such a way that's pleasing to the Lord, not develop the Lord's anger, not be offensive to the Lord. So Rupa Goswami explains that bhakti should be anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktir uttama. Anukul, it should be favorable. It should be pleasing to the Lord. But here today, Chitraketu Maharaj is explaining when we practice a religious system that is envious of ourselves or envious of others, then tava kopaha, it arouses anger in the Lord. So this should be avoided. Hara sampidaya chatata dharmaha. It's causing pain to ourselves and it causes pain to others. And this is adharmaha. This is adharma. This is irreligious. So Srila Prabhupada would use strong words like fools and rascals, and he's referring to personalities that profess and encourage adharma, systems of so-called religion that actually lead to envy of ourselves and enviousness of others. So this is a very interesting concept we hear today, self-envy. Self-envy. Who would have thought that we would be envious of ourselves? Okay, easy to be envious of others, but envious of ourselves, very, very amazing concept. So when we act outside of our own best interest, our own self-interest, we're causing harm to ourselves. So that is called self-envy. For example, let's say we're chanting our japa and at the same time browsing the internet. Is this good for us? No, it's actually not in our self-interest. So if we do behavior like that, we're actually envious of ourselves because we're inflicting suffering upon ourselves. If we eat some outside food or break any of the regular principles of devotional service, it's actually an expression of self-envy. And what is the result of activities of self-envy? Tava kopaha. It enacts the anger of the Lord. So we want the mercy, we want to please the Lord, we want to please the Vaishnavas. So we have to act within ourselves in such a way that we don't express envy or pain to ourselves. In America, there's a concept called victimless crime. It's crime with no victim. So that was given like many years ago. In America, ganja was illegal. Today, in many places, it's legal. But in those days, it was illegal. And if you smoke ganja, you could be put in prison. They called it a victimless crime. You're doing the crime, but there's no victim. But actually, who is the victim? Whoever is smoking the ganja, they're victims because they're performing self-envy. So actually, in one sense, it was a good law, right? Protect the people from themselves. So actually, Srila Prabhupada has given us a wonderful system to protect us from ourselves. Follow four regulative principles: no meat, no fish, no eggs, no intoxication, no gambling. Chant 16 rounds Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare. And Srila Prabhupada in today's purport talks about one example of being envious of others is a performance of animal sacrifice. What happens when the animal is sacrificed? In today's day of Kali Yuga, the animal will suffer. In the ancient days of the previous yugas, you do an animal sacrifice, the animal gets a renewed, fresh body. He gets a good situation. But you need to chant the proper mantras and do everything perfectly for the animal to get the benefit. But today's age, people are not able to perform that benefit for the animal. Therefore, animal sacrifice is often done just for a person to satisfy his own tongue. Or maybe for the benefit of the Kali sacrifice, they chant a mantra, I'm killing you in this life, you kill me in the next life. So that way one has to take birth again and experience birth, death, disease, and old age again. So Prabhupada writes in the purport today, he quotes one verse from Bhagavatam. Dharma swanustitaha pumsam vishvaksena katasuyaha not parayat yadi ratim shrama eva ikevalam. That means if we perform any kind of dharma, but are not able to get attraction to Vasudeva Kata Ruchihi, if we don't get attraction to hearing about the topics of Vasudeva, then Shrama Eva Hikevalam. It's a useless waste of time. Our activities should lead to increased taste in hearing and chanting about the Lord and his associates and his holy names. And Bhagavatam also declares, Atapum bir dvijashresta, tapum bir dvijashresta, vibhagash, what is it? Vanashrama vibhagashaha, vanashrama vibhag, swanustitasya dharmasya, ustitasya samsadhir haritoshanam. That actually the ultimate religious principle, the ultimate dharma, is that by which we attain some siddhir haritoshanam, some complete siddhir perfection, haritoshanam, the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is a real religion, and this is explained in Bhagavatam. Dharma projita koitavotra paramo nimatsaranam satam vedyam vastavamatra vastu shivadam tapatrayan mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamune Krite Kim Vaparishvara Sadyo Hridyavarudate Tukritibi Shushu Bistakshanat Dharma Projita Koitavo Tra Paramo Nimatsaranam. The Dharma, Srimad Bhagavatam, kicks out all cheating religion. And that is why Srila Prabhupada is so strongly in this mood. We're okay, you're not okay. This Bhagavatam is for Nirmatsaranam, those who are non-envious. So today, in today's verse, King Chitraketu Maharaj is praying to the Lord Sankarshan and very clearly pointing out what is acceptable in religious principles and what is unacceptable. What is unacceptable is self-envy, enviousness of others, and all religion professingness. And what is acceptable is sarva dharman prachaja, mame kam sharanam vraja, aham tvam sarva paraprebhyo, mokshaishami masuchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. I will protect you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions or comments? Yes, go ahead. Would you like a microphone? Can we send a microphone to her? Don't leave. Don't leave. We're distributing prasadam from Tirupati.
Hello.
Who has the prasadam you can give him? Go ahead.
Okay, so when we are talking of Tattva Dharma, is it about being non-religious, or it's something about being not righteous, righteousness?
When we're talking about what?
The last word, the last.
Sarvadharman.
So that is righteousness, I guess, or is it religion? That is my question.
You're asking what is Dharma?
Yes, primarily.
Okay, thank you. Let me try to answer your question. So Dharma is the intrinsic nature of the self. Dharma is who we really are. It cannot be changed. Just like the Dharma of fire. Fire, Agni. It gives heat, it gives light, correct? If it doesn't give heat, if it doesn't give light, is it fire? No. So the Dharma of fire is it gives heat and light. It's inseparable from fire. Okay? Next example. The Dharma of sugar is sweet. If it's not sweet, is it sugar? No. Sugar is sweet. Dharma of sugar is sweetness. So similarly, what is our Dharma? What is it about us that is inseparable from who we are? So the answer is service. We always give some kind of service. The mother serves the child. The child serves the mother. The boss receives service from the worker. The boss sometimes serves the worker also. The government servant serves the government. Like this, you can go on and on. If you look at all of us, we all have a service relationship with someone. Even if we have no one, we'll get some dog and serve the dog. I remember when I was a small child, I had a dog in New York City. And it would snow in the wintertime. It was very cold. But every day I had to take the dog for a walk 3 times. Otherwise he'd pass stool in the house. So I had to go in the freezing cold and just to walk the dog. So I was doing service from the dog. So like this, we all have this tendency to do service. It's part of our intrinsic nature. So ultimately, the ultimate beneficiary of our service, as I mentioned earlier, is watering the root of the tree. Pour water in the root of the tree, all the leaves and branches are nourished. So we serve the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, by performing Bhakti Yoga, by performing the Sankirtan Yajna, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this is real Dharma, okay? Not to get involved in worshiping demigods for some material benefit, not to get involved in trying to get some mystic power, not to get involved in, as we heard yesterday, let me give strength to kill my enemies. These are all very much secondary things. Main thing, sam siddhir haritoshanam, to act for the satisfaction of Hari. Sam siddhir haritoshanam. We act in this way. This is our real Dharma. This is the meaning of Dharma. Does that answer your question? Okay, very good. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Is there anything else? Or kuch? That means no. Okay, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
So let us thank His Holiness Sri Krishna Chaitanya Swami Maharaj by loudly One time Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. His Holiness Sri Krishna Chaitanya Swami Maharaj ki jai. Thank you, Maharaj, for your association.
Okay, we have some good news for you. We have some Mahaprasadam from Tirupati Balaji. So everyone please get some Mahaprasadam. This is from his own plate. This was the evening offering.